They called it mercy until the predator became a human's pet. They called the creature a mercy kill. Every species that had encountered it, every empire that had sent soldiers into its hunting grounds, had lost entire battalions. The Zyrex, the Ulvani, even the war-born Vecreans. All agreed, the predator on Theta 9 could not be contained. It could only be destroyed. Then humanity showed up. And everything changed. 1. The predator. The alien they called a carrot wasn't just dangerous, it was a nightmare that breathed. It stood 3 meters tall, with armor-like skin that deflected plasma bolts and claws that cut through hull plating. It didn't hunt for food. It hunted for sport. The Galactic Council declared the planet off-limits. The last transmission from a Vecrean strike team contained only 3 words. It's watching us. No one ever went back. Until the humans did. 2. The mission. I was assigned to document the Terran expedition. My name is Veldar of the Seraxi, an observer, not a soldier. Humans had volunteered to study the carrot. Everyone assumed it was suicide. When I met the human leading the mission, I understood why they weren't afraid. Captain Mara Holt wasn't tall, but she carried herself like gravity bent to her will. Her eyes, grey and cold, looked like they'd already seen worse than monsters. "We're not here to kill it," she told me. "We're here to understand it." The council laughed at her plan. But humans have this habit of smiling when everyone else panics. 3. First contact. We landed on Theta 9 at dawn. The forest was alive with silence, too still, too aware. The carrot appeared 2 hours later, crawling from the shadows like a moving mountain. The soldiers raised their rifles. Holt didn't. Instead, she walked forward. Unarmed. "Captain," I shouted. "That thing kills for pleasure." She didn't stop. Her voice was calm, steady. "So do we when we have to." The carrot charged. I thought she was dead. Then the human did something no alien ever had. She didn't run. She held her ground, shouting one sharp, guttural word that echoed through the forest. "Stop." And to my disbelief, it did. 4. The standoff. For several eternal seconds, predator and human stared at each other. Then Holt slowly crouched, picked up a ration bar from her pack, and tossed it toward the creature. The carrot sniffed it, blinked, and devoured the food whole. The human smiled. "See? Hungry. Not evil." The soldiers whispered in disbelief. Later, when the camp settled, I asked her why she hadn't fired. "Fear teaches us one thing," she said, cleaning her rifle. "That everything dangerous should die. But that's not how humans survived our own planet." She looked toward the jungle, where the carrot's eyes glowed faintly in the dark. "Sometimes you just have to show the beast you're not prey." 5. The hunt. Over the next weeks, the impossible happened. The carrot stopped attacking. It watched us. Followed Holt like a shadow. She began leaving food for it, meat, scraps, even spare metal components it seemed to collect. Then, one night, it saved us. A storm hit, and with it, another predator, smaller but venomous, fast, and hungry. It ambushed our perimeter. The carrot struck first, ripping the creature apart before it reached the camp. When the thunder quieted, it stood over the human tents, snarling at the darkness. It wasn't hunting. It was guarding. 6. The Council responds. When word reached the Galactic Council, panic spread faster than light. They declared the mission terminated and demanded the carrot be euthanized immediately. "You are harboring a galactic threat," one counselor shouted over the transmission. Holt folded her arms. "We're harboring a friend." The room went silent. The aliens whispered that humans had lost their minds. But they hadn't. They'd done what only humans could, turned the universe's perfect predator into a protector. 7. The test. Then came the raid. A pirate clan, thinking the humans had tamed a weapon, descended on Theta 9 to claim it. They didn't expect the carrot to be waiting. The humans stood beside it, rifles blazing, as the beast tore through drop pods like tissue. The pirates fired plasma cannons. The creature tanked the hits and kept moving. When one ship tried to flee, Holt pointed skyward. "Stop them." The carrot leapt from a cliff, landing on the fleeing ship's hull. The explosion that followed lit up the night sky. The next morning, it limped back into camp, covered in soot, and lay beside Holt's tent like a tired dog. She scratched its snout. "Good boy." The alien scientists fainted. 8. The shift. The council couldn't contain it anymore. Other species sent envoys to study humanity's taming process. None could replicate it. They brought predators, monsters, and deathworld creatures to humans for testing. Every time, the pattern repeated: violence first, then understanding. As one Zyrex biologist said, trembling before a Terran handler, "You don't dominate them, you connect." And that terrified the galaxy more than any weapon. Because if humans could tame monsters like that, what else could they bend to their will? 9. The bond. Months later, I recorded my final log before returning to the council. The carrot lay beside Holt's command post, dozing peacefully as she worked. Its breathing was calm, its once predatory eyes soft. "Do you ever worry it might turn on you?" I asked. Holt looked up, smirking. "Not unless I do something stupid. Trust goes both ways." She tossed it a hunk of metal. The carrot caught it midair and clicked its jaws in what I could only describe as contentment. "I used to think humanity was reckless," I admitted. "We are," she said. "But we're also stubborn. We see life where others see danger." She patted the beast's armored hide. "And sometimes, danger just needs a little kindness to remember what it's fighting for." 10. The legacy. Years later, when I testified before the council, I told them the truth. Humans hadn't turned a predator into a pet. They turned fear into loyalty. The carrot became a symbol, the living emblem of the Terran Union. The once feared apex monster of Theta 9 now guarded human colonies, standing sentinel beside soldiers who called it Mercy. Because that's what humanity named it. Mercy. The name that once meant killing the beast now meant saving it. 11. Epilogue. They called it impossible. They called it madness. But when pirates, slavers, or invaders appeared in human space and saw a towering carrot standing beside a calm, unarmed human, its claws ready, its loyalty absolute, they fled. Because everyone in the galaxy now knew the truth. Mercy wasn't weakness. It was the most terrifying power of all.